Yes, read it.
Thank you for your letter, and please thank Isaac for his letter. I love the cross he drew because it reminds me that Christmas is about Jesus and we celebrate his birthday on Christmas Day. You've already gotten a good start on writing because you write letters. So many people today, especially children your age, no longer write letters. There is an old line that you learn to write by writing. That is obviously true, but letters are a good way to start. To be a writer, you should write as much as possible. Keep a journal, write stories, write down your thoughts. If you write every day, you won't be afraid of writing when you get an assignment in school. And writing every day keeps you from getting writer's block. What's that?
That is when you're trying to come up with your next lines and you just can't come up with them. It's like a block in your mind, you know?
That's when you sit and stare at a piece of paper and don't know what to write.
Exactly.
You also learn to write by reading, and you are doing that already. When you're reading, remember that you like what you like about a book, the story, plot, the dialogue, setting, the setting.
She's telling you all the parts about the story, like when you're listening to or reading a book and you want to be a writer, these are some things you got to think about.
Ask yourself why it's good and why you like it. Take as many school classes in English as you can. Schools don't seem to teach grammar these days, and that's a pity because there is a correct way that words go together. When I was in school, we were taught to diagram sentences, which means breaking them apart to see how they were put together, learning to use good English, and learn little things about words and letters. Up above, I wrote his birthday for Jesus. When we refer to God and Jesus, we always capitalize him or his or he. There is a difference between the words father and father. Father is a measurable sentence, i.e., I live farther from your school than you do. Farther means you can't actually measure the distance. Isaac is farther along in school than you are. So many words have those special meanings, and if you learn them, you will be a better writer. Be aware of spelling and punctuation. While I encourage you to write, I hope you will not take on too much. Instead of waiting for spring break to write your story, write a page or a page every day. If you wait until the story is due, the job will be overwhelming. If you write a little each day, you'll find the job much easier. I write a page a day on my books. That way I don't feel guilty and I don't wait till the last minute to write the book. I knew a woman who was going to take a vacation to Peru and write her book. She went to Peru all right, but the idea of sitting down and writing 75,000 words in 2 weeks was too much for her, so she never did it. Most importantly, don't get discouraged. Learning to write takes time, and remember reading something I wrote when I was young and comparing it to my favorite author and thinking, I am awful. I'll never be any good. But I kept at it. I bet that author I like had the same problem. When he started out, I wrote a novel once that was turned down. I told a friend I had wasted a year. He said, you didn't waste it. He was right. I learned something. Writing that book, I learned to be a better writer. Even if you don't become a professional writer, I will be ahead just because you know how to write properly. My niece has been out of work for 6 months. She was one of 100 who applied for a very good job in a restaurant management company, and the man who hired her told her that of all the applications he received, hers was the only one without a single misspelling or error in punctuation. Her writing ability didn't get her the job, but it made the owner read her application twice. I never wanted to be anything but a writer, probably because, like you, I love to read and read all the time. It's fun to see your name on a book, and you know that every word in it is yours. I hope you will keep at it. There is nothing that gives me as much pleasure as receiving a letter from someone like you who has read one of my books and accepted you to have that feeling one day. I hope that you and your mother and father and Isaac have a wonderful Christmas. Love, Sandra.
Wow. You got a real huge amount of advice from a New York Times best-selling author. Now you got to take the advice, huh? And you have your little booklet you like to write with?
Yeah.
Or write in? Yeah, that's a cool
I did
journal.
some writing and stuff. I got this in Steva.
I remember.
Remember that little sale they had out on the street?
Wow. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra Dallas.
Pretty amazing.